Hi, I'm Deb, the Transformational Catalyst Coach. I'm going to be talking today about showing up for your life. I've made a lot of changes in my life, and more recently, at 60 years old, I'm changing careers. A lot of my friends are retiring right now, but I feel like I'm just getting started. And who actually told us that when you turn 60, you have to retire and you're supposed to have $1 million in the bank and you're supposed to like be traveling all over the world and all that stuff? Well, um, these things were kind of suggested, and I kind of bought being a hairdresser way back in the 70s, and I was a young, vulnerable teenager who didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And at the time, I was going through a very traumatic trauma in my life. And so I wanted to please my parents, and I wanted to be uh, uh, fitting in and doing some kind of career in my life. And it served me well for many years, and I was able to cultivate my craft and put out some pretty good styles. But I realized that I wasn't really that happy being a hairdresser. I did it for acceptance, for like I said, just something to do. And so here I am at 60 years old, changing and becoming a catalyst coach. I do have a lot of life under my belt, and I feel like I have stuff to offer people. I started out wanting to be just a health coach. I am certified in both being a health and a life coach, but I desire to help people in all walks of life. I believe that both go hand in hand. If you have some kind of life issue, it usually ties into causing a health issue. And I, for one, was stressed out and going through a horrible divorce and going through estrangement and a lot of other life lessons that were not too pleasant. But I'm here to tell you that I survived it and I have a lot to offer. And we're never going to get it all perfect or all right. There is no good time to start. But I am not ready for a nursing home. I am not ready to settle down and retire or anything like that. I'm actually just getting fired up. I'm just getting started. I just turned 60 a couple of months ago, and I'm in the best health and the best place mentally in my life than I've ever been. I'm sure of what I want to do. I really want to help people, and I really feel like I can help you build that roadmap to get to the things that you desire. What I've learned is we're so busy trying to get it perfect, and we're trying to make it all going in our one direction in the way that we think is the best way. And there is no best way, there is no right way. And we're going to take detours, and that's part of life. Life is like a buffet, and we have things that we can try. Okay, so this didn't work out. Let's try something else. There is no rule or a rule that it's been set for us that it should be a certain way. But why don't we throw out all those rules and live our life the way we want? That's why there's so much depression and anger and frustration, is we're trying to live everybody else's dreams, or we're trying to be something we're not. So you really need to take a deep look inside yourself. That's where all the answers are. I just help you find those answers. I give you the tools that you need so that you can have a productive life, so that you can have a life that you enjoy and that you create yourself. We create everything. We create the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it doesn't matter. We just have to say, hey, we don't like what we created. It was okay, but let's get on with it. Let's find something else instead of standing there rattling the door trying to get back to way things that they used to be. Why don't we start showing up as ourselves? We don't have to get it perfect. We don't have to get it right away. We will never get it right. I worked at a funeral home for 30 years, and I dealt with all kinds of ages and different races and ethnicities and genders and everything, and nobody got to finish what they started. We just take it so far down the road, and either somebody else picks up the ball and carries it on, or it gets dropped. But does it matter? Probably not. It's just something that we've been taught or conditioned to believe. What do you really believe? Start asking yourself those important questions. What do you want? You're not being selfish. You have a gift inside of you that you want to give the world, but you can't because you're so busy trying to please somebody else, or you're afraid of their judgment, or you're afraid that somebody's going to hate you and drop you as a friend or as a sibling or a parent or whatever. Yes, you're going to go through losses because not everybody is meant to stay in your life from the beginning to the end. There's a few people. I have a handful of people that I've known for a very long time, and then I've had some people that have left my life and new people have come in. I believe that the old has to be cleared in order for the new to come in. If we don't clear those things away that are not serving us or helping us to get where we want to go in life, then you don't have to cut them out of your life completely. But I feel that you either spend less time, or if it's going to cause a lot of issues and problems in your life and you're spending more time trying to figure out somebody else's issues and how they can handle, everybody has to figure it out for themselves. So I'm asking you to take this time to think for yourself. What do you want? What gift is really living inside of you? And if you think you can't make a living at it, think again. There's always going to be somebody that needs what you want to put into this world. Whether it's painting, whether it's knitting, whether it's playing music, or maybe it's just coaching. Let's figure it out together. And we just try a few different things. I don't use any set script to help you find what it is. I like to do it organically and be able to meet you right where you're at. Okay? We're not going to play any blame games, and we're not going to try to dig up the past and try to figure out who did this and who did that and what could I have done differently. We can't go back and rewrite the story. We can reframe it. We can stop thinking about how awful it was. We've all had something tragic or horrible happen. That's our wake-up call. That's for us to wake up and become what we came here to be. And that is to be ourselves, authentic, be true to ourselves. That is our gift, and that's what we give to the world. Not trying to change other people, not trying to get them to do what you want them to do. This is their life. They came here to experience something different and to learn something different. And you can't possibly know what is ready or what is supposed to be in their life, and they can't figure out what is your path. You each have different paths. So let's find out what your path is so that you can show up for yourself, by yourself, with yourself, to give yourself everything. You can't give from a dry well, so you have to learn to fill yourself up. And that means being a little bit stingy with your time to others. Maybe that's what we consider being selfish or self-centered, but it's for a reason. And it doesn't have to be demonized, and it doesn't have to be this horrible, awful thing that we've made it out to be. Being selfish means taking care of yourself and filling yourself up so then you can give to others. You can help others. You can't live their lives and you can't change them. When you change, they're going to change automatically. When they see the automatic changes you've made, but it's not going to be a straight line. It's not linear. You're going to, go forward and backwards and upside down and backwards, and you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days. And even now that I'm 60 years old and I've done a lot of soul searching and a lot of work on myself, I'm still having to work on myself. I'm still having to find new things that are working for me and letting go of some of the old things, and it's painful sometimes, and I've fallen on the ground crying and sometimes kicking and screaming and crying, but for the most part I am a much happier person because I am so much more myself, and I've given up taking antidepressants years ago, and doctors told me, Deb, you will be on them the rest of your life because your brain doesn't create the serotonin and the dopamine and all that, and you're going to have to be on this medicine the rest of your life. When I got rid of the reason that was causing me to be depressed, I got off my medication. I was diabetic. I was almost 300 pounds. I really don't honestly know how much I weighed because I threw my scale out years ago. I don't want numbers on a scale dictating how I should feel. Okay, but I lost about 150 pounds. If I will be able to post pictures if you contact me through my email address that I will put in the description box. I'd be happy to share with you in that. And I lost all that weight. I lost probably around 150 pounds. I'm no longer diabetic. I don't have digestive issues anymore. I'm happier. I am able to think for myself. I have clarity of mind. I I feel so much better. I have so much more energy. And like I said, I'm just getting started. I'm not going to put myself in that category where society says now it's time for you to retire and now it's time for you to, get prepared because your body's going to fall apart and you're going to get arthritis and you're going to have all kinds of, you're going to be walking with a walker and you're going to be having knee replacements and all that kind of stuff. No, I've already made up my mind that I am not going to go down that road. And you may laugh at me and think that I'm silly, but I've been working on myself, not just mentally, but physically. I've changed my diet. I am plant based and I'm willing to help you. If you're wanting to explore that, I can help you with a plant based diet, but I'm not going to judge you. We find what works for you. Plant based works for me, exercise works for me, having meditations and self talk and being able to think clearly for myself. So I hope that this gives you something to think about and explore for yourself. I will put my email address, Transformational Catalyst Coach, at yahoo.com, in the description box. If you'd like, you can contact me or you can follow me on my videos. I'd be happy to help you. And coaching either in life or health, we'll work it together. Okay? Until then, I want you to be the light and be the change. Have a great day.